So because gold is so incredibly important in the Lord of Hatred expansion for Diablo 4, I wanted to go over a method that can allow you to make billions and billions of gold per hour pretty easily using a method that's pretty easy to set up and is also pretty consistent over time. Now there's pretty much only one prerequisite to doing this gold farm that I went over in a previous video, and just to give you a quick TLDR, there is a way to re-roll your seal items that can give you a roll to give you up to 900% increase gold drop rate. And once you're in the end game, you can't get this stat roll normally on seals. So what you're gonna have to do is to go farm up legendary seals through whatever content. A really good way to do this is to just go spam run layer bosses, and then you just build up these legendary seals. Then once you have 3 of them, you go take them to the Herodric cube, you put 3 in, and that will allow you to turn 3 into 1 randomly rolled new legendary seal. Now when you do this in the cube, the new legendary seals you get will start giving you rolls that you usually can't get at max level anymore, because these stats are based upon using the lower level generic charm sets. So when you're leveling up, you were getting a bunch of generic set charms. Once you got to endgame, you started getting your class specific ones. And putting these seals into the cube will now allow you to start getting the generic set rolls again on your seals. One of these rolls can give you over 900% increase to your gold drop rate if you are using a specific generic set. This being the technique set, which you will have actually gotten as a guaranteed drop from doing the main campaign. As you go through the main campaign, that will actually give you these set charms as specific drops from going through the main campaign, and this is just a generic 3 set of charms, and the bonus for having the 3 set also gives you another 25% increase to your gold drops. So essentially you just re-roll legendary seals until you get the gold drop rate increase, and that will require that you have the 2 set of this technique set equipped in your talisman as well. So once you have that charm with the gold roll and you have this 2 set equipped, which will actually activate that bonus roll, then you are good to go to do this gold farm. Now you don't actually need these items equipped except for one specific point in this farm, so you're still using the entirety of your normal build, and all you are going to be doing is equipping these before you loot a specific thing. So this isn't changing the power of your build or anything, you just have to go get these items before doing this farm. Because keep in mind, going up the torment tiers will give you increased your gold drop rates. This stops at torment 10, so at torment 10 you get a 300% increase to gold drop rates. This item itself gives you another 900%. So a massive gold increase to all gold drops. So this being mixed with the content we're doing, like I mentioned, could give you billions and billions of gold per hour. So once you have the seal you're looking for with the increased gold drop rate, and you have at least the 2 set of that technique set, just put them in your stash. You won't need them when doing the actual content, and you'll be able to easily access your stash when you need these items, because you are going to be doing Infernal Hordes runs, something that I think a lot of players haven't been doing because leveling up their endgame skill tree is actually quite difficult and it takes a lot longer than the other trees, but you really only need 2 nodes in the Infernal Hordes skill tree to do this farm. But if you have a lot more nodes in that, this will actually be better on average. So the 2 nodes you're really going to need are in the middle tree. You're going to need Method and Madness. Your Infernal offerings are more likely to share a category with your previous choice. This will just help you to get more Aether within the runs, but you're primarily taking this to get the node below it, which is called Total Chaos. Chaos waves appear more frequently. However, 1 less Infernal offerings appear each wave. So now instead of the 3 offerings, you get 2, but the main reason you're taking this is because Chaos waves appear more frequently, and in a 10 wave Infernal Horde run, I've gotten legitimately, I think, up to 7 Chaos waves, which is pretty ridiculous because even the weakest Chaos wave, which is the one where you kill the portals and have to run around and pick up the spirits, even that one is at the higher end of a normal good Infernal Hordes wave run. And the highest tier of Chaos waves, which are the goblins, can legitimately give you over 2,000 Aether in a single wave. So pretty much all of the Chaos waves are very good for getting Aether, and pretty much all you're going to be doing in these runs is just try to get the best normal offerings you can get, but you're going to be taking every Chaos wave you come across because you are realistically just fishing for the handful of ultra juiced Chaos waves. Even though all the Chaos waves are generally good, the ultra juiced ones like the goblin goblin waves are just so absurdly strong that that run will always be insane when you get one. And if you get even more lucky and get multiple, say, goblin chaos waves, you can legitimately be looking at easily upwards of 5,000 Aether a run, which will massively increase the amount of gold you'll be making from this. Because once you've gotten to the final wave of the Infernal Hordes run, and you're choosing to either face Bartok or face the Infernal Council, you are going to be facing the Infernal Council because it doesn't take any Aether to do that. So you're going to choose them, you're going to go defeat them at the end, and then you're going to use all of your Aether on Gold Chest. Because even without these big gold boosts we just went over, you can get quite a lot of gold from these chests at the end. So just to give you an example, I did an Infernal Hordes run and I got around 3,000 Aether at the end. Remember, you're not facing Bartok, so you're not spending over 600 of that. So 3,000 Aether, especially getting a bunch of Chaos Waves, isn't actually as hard as you would think. You could do it somewhat consistently with these nodes we went over, but using 3,000 Aether just on the gold without the gold boost we went over can give you pretty easily over 100 million gold. That's without the gold boost. But if you go and do these runs, and let's say you get that 3,000 Aether, you are going to be getting hundreds of millions of gold per run. In fact, I went and did a 6-wave horde run. I only had 500 Aether. And with the gold increases we went over, with 500 Aether, I got over 100 million gold. Because also keep in mind, when using your Aether on this gold chest, there is diminishing returns. So realistically, if you're doing these 10-wave horde runs and you're always getting like 3,000 Aether, you won't actually lose a ton of gold if you say get the equipment chest for 400 as well, and then spend the rest on the gold. Because there is some pretty heavy diminishing returns. I think even getting like 5,000 Aether probably won't be significantly over what you would be getting at like 3,000 Aether. With the gold increases we went over, you will pretty much always be getting a few 100 million gold, even if you're not getting thousands and thousands of Aether every single run. And it's actually quite easy because once you defeat the boss at the end of the Infernal Hordes run, there is a stash chest in that room. So after you defeat the boss, you then go into your stash, pick up the items we went over, your legendary seal with the gold drop rate increase, you get your 3 set of the improved technique set. Now you only need 2 to get the increased gold drop rate from your seal, but if you use all 3, you will also get the 25 additional bonus gold drop rate increase from the 3 set of that itself. So you'll be getting over 925% increased gold. Then you just use your Aether on the gold chests at the end. It actually works correctly to where you put these things on after you already defeated the boss, then open the chest, it will give you that gold drop rate increase. So what's super nice about this farm is that you don't have to have these items equipped, because if you're normally doing a farm, let's say you're doing a nightmare dungeon, you would have to be having this seal equipped and at least the 2 set of the improved technique set, so you wouldn't be able to have your normal 5 set of charms equipped, which can massively reduce your power when doing normal content. But when doing this farm, you don't have to reduce your power at all because you're just equipping these items at the end after you've already defeated everything. You equip them, you loot the gold chest, then you take them back off. Incredibly simple, and I think legitimately the best gold farm in the game right now, because doing a 10 wave of Infernal Hordes will take me around like 12 to 15 minutes. Now, I do have an incredibly strong build, but also if you're just looking for gold, you can do this on Torment 10, because Torment 11 and 12 does not increase your gold drop rate. So just do it on Torment 10 if your build isn't as strong, and you'll get the same amount of gold, because going up in the Torment tiers also doesn't increase the Aether you're getting from these runs either. So when it comes to gold, Torment 10 is the exact same as Torment 12. So to reiterate, you're re-rolling your legendary seals in the cube until you get one with a gold drop rate increase. You're making sure you at least have a 2 set of the improved technique set. Then you are getting those 2 skill points in the Infernal Hordes tree so you can get more chaos waves. You're doing 10 wave runs of Infernal Hordes. Always take the chaos waves. Always fight the Infernal Council so you don't have to spend Aether on facing Bartok. And then once you get to the end, equip your seal and the charm set, open the gold chest with all of your Aether, and then you've just made hundreds and hundreds of millions of gold every single run. And this will allow you to earn billions and billions of gold pretty consistently per hour. Probably the best gold farm in the entirety of the game once you have the prerequisites set up. So if you're looking for gold to do anything with it in game, like modify your items, or you're looking to build up a bunch of gold to be able to go buy or trade for different items, this is definitely the farm you should be doing. But that's all I want to go over, so thanks for watching.